NCC, CEO, wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. It's your girl, Constance Carter, and this is the Grow Your Money podcast, where we talk about how to grow your money and not blow your money, because when you blow your money, ain't a damn thing funny. But also, we don't just talk about how to grow your money. We talk about how to grow your health, your relationships, just your overall life, every aspect, because wealth, honestly, is a holistic experience. So it's not just about the money you make, it's about everything that goes along with it. So before we get into it, I have a few special guests today, y'all. I am excited. I'm so excited about it. So before we get into it though, I love to shout you out. Who's rocking with us today? Y'all already in the building, real heavy. I see you, Miss Sophia. What's up, Sophia? In the Grow Your Money Club. Lovely JR, all the way from Seattle, Washington. I Nita from the DMV. What's up, lady? We will see you next week at the Get Financially Lit Mixer. What's up? Who's this? Tahuti? Good morning in Metro DC. That's what's up. How you doing, lady? It's been a minute since I seen you. Booker from Fort Worth, Texas. What's happening, brother? I appreciate you always. Charles, where you watching from, Charles? What's up? Where you at? What's up? Good morning. And if you're a first-time watcher, let us know. Put it in the chat that you're watching us for the first time and where you watching us from. Also, it's important that we shout out Black-owned businesses. Why is it important that we shout out Black-owned businesses? Because in order for us to be insulated, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. It's bills that's getting ready to pass. 106,000 Black women have already been laid off. A lot of stuff is going on with the economy. But in order for us to really move forward and to be insulated from all these things, is we have to support ourselves, each other. We got to come away from talking about that we don't do good business or being separatists. Listen, J. Edgar Hoover said in 1955 that the biggest threat to America was Negro unity. They know our power, they know our strength. And the only way that we are going to not only survive, but thrive in this country is by supporting each other, practicing collective economics. That is extremely important. That's what I live by. That's what I will die by. And I am one of those people who, my passion is just moving our race forward. And so, as we continue to move and progress, I just want to encourage you to, if you don't have a Black business, if you get a Black business or get yourself a side hustle, you need to have multiple revenue streams. The Bible says you should have 8 in case a disaster strikes, and we are in the midst of a disaster. So if you don't have anything, you might get stuck holding the bag. And in the Grow Your Money Club, I have all types of ways that you can get yourself a side hustle or even build your business. Go from being an employee to trading your time for money to being an investor to having your money work for you. So if you have never, because that's why I come live every day to teach you different strategies, but I also have the Grow Your Money Club. Have you joined the Grow Your Money Club yet? If not, why not? The Grow Your Money Club is a comprehensive program designed to take you through the complete wealth building journey. We don't just offer random courses, we guide you along a clear path, starting with fixing your credit and becoming a certified credit expert, to building your business, increasing your cash flow, diversifying your portfolio, and ultimately letting your money work for you. With over 30 trainings designed to increase your net worth, you get to either purchase the trainings individually or go through the 12-month roadmap. Here are just a few of the courses. From campus to cash flows. This is teaching your children to become real estate investors. The wealth map training shows you how to eliminate your debt, increase your credit, and diversify your revenue streams. You can learn to write your book using ChatGPT. Learn how to build your online community. What about 8 ways to make money using AI? Oh, and here's 7 online revenue streams to fund your $1 million dream. How about learning how to purchase tax deeds or land banks? What about getting started in government contracting? If you're a rookie, the Real Estate for Rookies training has everything you need. The Business Blueprint training will help you build your business foundation, get business credit, get business funding, and learn how to pay yourself so that you can scale your business to the next level. Or perhaps you want to create jaw-dropping video content using CapCut, Midjourney, and ChatGPT. There are so many trainings and master classes within the Grow Your Money Club, and I also drop 1 new training per month. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity to invest in yourself, because guess what? You are your biggest commodity. You are your biggest investment.
Join the Grow Your Money Club today.
So if you have not joined the Grow Your Money Club, join the Grow Your Money Club. You get 3 days free when you join the Grow Your Money Club, and you get access to all types of training. And I drop one new training in every month. So I just want to give a shout out to Jeremy from Grand Prairie. What's up, Double A in the house? Got your girl here today. Marion from Troy, Michigan. What's up, Marion? All right, listen. Today we are going to talk about something that everybody deals with. It's something that's almost in everything that we eat is sugar. But it's not just a sweet treat, it's a silent killer. And for our community is doing major damage. But before we even get into that, I want to bring my good, that's the 3 G's, my triple G, my good girlfriend on here. Y'all know who it is. A-P-R-I-L-S-A-M-P-E. Y'all say this girl, I can't stand her. I never know. You listen, you guys, I never know that this girl's gonna do I don't know what she's gonna do. Actually, I should already know because you already do this. What's up, A?
Hi, I just want to make sure that everybody understands that if they don't have this book, you're poor. It's a new thing. It's a new
What
thing.
is wrong with you?
Listen,
what is wrong?
I'm trying to help people grow their money, because if you blow your money, ain't a damn thing funny.
It's not a damn thing funny, eh? What you been up to? Listen, today, I know you don't know what we talk about. And, you know, I always love to hang out with you. And I know you're going to have something to say on all the topics. But we actually have 2 special guests here today. And we talk, huh?
What we got?
I'm not going to tell you. I ain't going to say it just yet. Not just yet. But you were doing something a couple of months ago. And I don't even know if you're still doing it.
What?
You were fasting from sugar.
Oh, honey, until December 31st. How many days are in December? Yeah, until January 1st. January 1st, I can eat as much sugar as I want.
Wait, huh? Oh, on January. Why would you want to, though? After you've gotten it out. So why did you stop eating sugar?
Because sugar is honestly more addictive than cocaine. And I'm 100% addicted to sugar. So I needed to get that out of my system. The way my belly is set up, the way my skin, like, people don't understand how bad your skin can be if you have an issue with sugar, because sugar causes so much inflammation. And sugar is just the root of all evil. That's what they should say. They say money is the root of all evil. It's not. It's sugar.
Well, the topic of today says, why you sick, tired, and broke, blame sugar because it's the new crack.
That is ma'am. Hold on, can I tell you one thing that's funny? I did give myself grace for my birthday, because, you know, that's the time I'm supposed to have cake. And I just went over the top on my birthday eating cake.
Let me guess, your birthday was in
April. Because it's the best month ever. Let me tell you, I was a 5-year-old eating all the sugar, and I felt like pure shit afterwards.
Yeah, I know
pure
you.
Shit.
Well, listen, I want to bring somebody else up here. This, so we have a little Net 7 collective day today. We have 2 other special guests, and this lady. So when she first joined Net 7, she would fall asleep a little bit sometimes, and she would a little bit, you know, from time to time, she would, you know, she was sick a little bit, and then I don't know, something happened, and
if we talk about the same person, honey,
all of a sudden, April, all of a sudden, I was looking at her. We were in one of the meetings, and she looked like she was about 20, 30 years younger. I was like, the hell, who are you? And what have you done with this person? It was crazy. I was like, hey, what's going on? So I'm gonna introduce you guys to her. We talk about her all the time because she has
my baby.
The
ultimate authoress. That's what her name is. The ultimate authoress.
So listen, Dr. Deborah Cox, not to be refused with how did you get here? What's up, Dr. Deb? She is a proven educator working with over 25 years with trauma impacted individuals. She's an educator. She's a PhD, and she's here with us. She's one of our sisters. She's one of our Net 7 collective sisters. And she did not look like that. She didn't look like that when we first started. I'm gonna let you know this right now. She did not.
Can I just say,
You
I just want
remember the
everybody.
day, April? Do you remember the day when I was like,
Yes. No, 100%.
Y'all stop.
But no, honestly, look at her skin. I just want everybody to like get up close. This woman's skin is skinny. And then look at the smile. So let's just take everything else away. You can see the glow in just her smile and her eyes. Like she looks like heaven.
She
You
ain't
know what I mean?
no more either.
Uh-oh.
Where's she
She
go?
She left. Dr. Deb said, I'm done with you.
So, Dr. Deb, what happened? What did you do? Because I was like, what the hell?
Well, actually, what I did was one of our sisters, Dr. Shirley Jones, who will be on the show today. She's not only a medical doctor, a general practitioner, but she is also a naturalist. I'm probably not using the correct terminology. Hey there you go. And I was diagnosed with a blood disease and I went frantic. So I contacted Shirley, Dr. Jones rather, and Dr. Jones asked me to send her my blood work. So I sent her all my blood work. And for the first time in my life, and trust me, I'm over 60,
Never knew.
She explained to me, she made the connections between what was happening with my blood and what was not happening. And she even made the proclamation or the diagnosis or whatever you want to call it, that she doubted very seriously if I had this blood disease that they said that I had, because of the indicators did not line up. And she explained to me how the indicators were supposed to line up, which made sense. And then after explaining all of that, she went into the natural part of medicine. And she connected me with a doctor from where she is to over here, a naturalist doctor. And that naturalist doctor and she told me what tests to ask for the naturalist doctor, the hormone tests, the various type of tests that we don't get because insurance won't pay for it, because they want to continue to treat us as animals instead of fixing the problem.
Wow.
So I went and I asked for all those tests, and the gentleman, he was the same as Dr. Shirley, a naturalist and a medical doctor. And he took the data from the test and came up with what I was allergic to, what my body would not tolerate. And I went back to Dr. Shirley, and Dr. Shirley then explained to me about eating healthy and getting rid of certain foods. So then when I went back to him and had even more tests done regarding food intake, they explained what type of food that I should and should not be eating. And so Dr. Shirley and I'm just waiting for, things to line up for me the way they should be lined up for me to go the next step with Dr. Shirley.
Dr. Deborah, I had no idea. So we didn't even get into all that inside of our meeting. I had no idea that you didn't even have the blood disease that you were diagnosed with.
Yeah, I didn't have, they said I had a collagen vascular disease and they didn't know what type it was. And
what?
I'm telling you, I went through a whole bunch of stuff. And even when she talked to me, Dr. Shirley talked to me about the cholesterol medicine, I went back to Doc and I said, okay, Doc, we need to really check out this cholesterol business. And
you told the doctor how to doctor.
Based on, Dr. Shirley was my guide. She was it was like she was my guide. There's no other way to put it. And well worth it. I mean, her prices were very competitive with the other folks, and well worth it. Well worth it. I would make the investment
to save your life. Yes. Yeah.
You can't because now I'm not only on antidepressants. I'm not on cholesterol medication, and everything that I take now is plant-based and natural.
We're
period.
learning this real time with the rest of y'all. Are you
Mhm.
serious
Right.
right now, Dr. Deb?
Per me.
You're serious. I had no idea. And
Yeah.
look how beautiful. Every
And
time
you notice how awake
oh,
I am in our meetings now.
I know.
No. But again, I need everybody to notice the smile.
Yes.
Like, you know what? So Dr. Um, oh my God, Dr. Deb, I have a question. You were talking about being on depressant medicine. So were you on antidepressant medicine prior to, like when we first met you?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I was on antidepressant medicine for years because I lived a lot. I've had a very traumatic life,
mhm.
from childhood way up into adulthood. And,
Well,
and it's
maybe,
traumatic for us just being Black in America.
yeah,
So,
say that
you
louder
know,
from the back.
so yeah, I was on antidepressants
Well,
until
the reason,
I cleaned up my diet. I don't eat red meat. I try to stay away from chicken, but I don't eat it nearly as much as I used to eat it.
mhm. Now, the reason I'm asking this question because I know a lot of people have been placed on antidepressant medicine when in actuality, all they really have to change is their diet. So my question to you is realistically, how long after you changed your diet were you able to come off of the medication? So that's the first question. And the
Hmm.
second question is, do you notice a complete difference as it relates to your mood now versus before?
Oh, absolutely. And I would say I did a 7-day cleanse,
Okay.
from the doctor gave me this 7-day cleanse, and which was what Dr. Shirley also recommended, cleansing and fasting and eating at certain times and blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to steal your thunder, but I stole your thunder. I'm sorry, but I love you. Um, so, and this is not hyperbole.
Mhm.
I was obese. I was up to, and a lot of people thought because I looked thin that I was okay, but I wasn't. I was up in my past the 180s. And now I'm down to in my 140s.
Get it, girl.
So,
Get it,
um,
How long did
and
it
it's, yes, and it's
That's
taken,
great.
after the 7-day cleanse, I noticed a change immediately. I noticed a change in my mood. I even saw the world through a different lens,
Wow.
and I was able to become more creative with
Yeah.
the things that I'm doing in terms of promoting healing through learning
That's
and getting my business up on the ground of what God has done through for me and through me to share when I retire next year, my experiences and my knowledge with the world.
well,
So
talk
I'm really
about
grateful to Dr. Shirley because my health has improved tremendously. And you're the real deal, baby. You're the real deal. And I'm so proud. I'm so funny and picky. And I'm so proud to be associated with this network and this group. And I
that.
don't give a damn what anybody say. And yes, I said it. Okay.
Correct.
Period. So I love you guys.
Wait. I know you got to go, Dr. Deb. I know you got to go.
Yes,
But
I love you.
can you tell us a little bit about what you do with your business? Can you tell us a little bit?
Sure. My business is called Healing Through Learning. Healing Through Learning is a consulting business that's centered on trauma. Individuals who have experienced trauma, chronic trauma, or complex trauma, um, and the results of that, the impact that it has on our mental health, and just to let us know that you're okay. It's not whatever's happening. You ever asked your question and you see people doing things and asking them why, what's wrong with them, is instead of asking what's wrong, let's ask what happened to them. And then when we begin to change our lens, they change their lens. And as we educate them about what's happened and how the brain is impacted, the amygdala and the hippocampus changes, which produces those cortisones and those hormones that all impact our emotions and our executive functions, then through that learning, and I break it down into common vernacular so everybody can learn it. I minister to churches, to schools, to districts, so that once you learn it, then you can look at yourself differently. Like, oh, I'm not that bad of a person. Oh, this is why I'm thinking this way. I'm cool. You're wonderful. You're beautiful. You're wonderfully made. You just need to know that this is why you behave this way or respond to situations in the way that you do. I love you. Agape. Peace out.
Love you, girl. These are the type of women that we got in the Net 7 collective. They smart. I got a public high school diploma. She talking about the migula and stuff like that. So we got people like that. Also, if you are in or around the DMV area, Dr. Deb, Dr. Shirley, April Sampay, we're all going to be here for the Get Financially Lit mixer next week. I hope you guys could come.
DC, it's time to get financially lit. Join us Thursday, June 5th at Focus Social Club for a powerful evening of connection, cocktails, and conversation. Meet wealth builders, thought leaders, and game changers ready to pour into you. Live music by the incomparable April Sampay. Vibrant vibe, a room full of opportunity. Bring your brilliance, bring your business cards, and come ready to elevate. Grab your tickets now at getfinanciallylit25.eventbrite.com.
Now, if you want to be amongst brilliance, y'all get to DC next week because it's going down. April's going to be performing. Dr. Deborah's going to be there. She's going to have her books. Dr. Shirley's going to have her books. All of these ladies are doing some amazing things in the world. And I know you want to be around women like this who are on the move. So listen, y'all, listen. I really wanted to talk to you. I seen an article in Yahoo on Yahoo News this morning about sugar and the dangers of sugar. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to talk to today, and it was right on time because Dr. Shirley was going to be on here, and I wanted to talk about the dangers of sugar because it's like crack, y'all. And I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but we need to understand the dangers and what happens and what you can do as a result of removing it from your bodies. But we're going to talk about 10 dangerous ways that sugar is killing us slowly. It's not about guilt. It's about awareness. It's about taking back control, because how we build generational wealth, even if we don't have energy to get out of bed. All right. So if y'all watching, grab some water, not soda, and let's talk about why you sick, tired, and broke.
Wait. Before we talk about that, because I want to tell about my experience with Dr. Jones.
Oh, okay.
Is that all right? And the reason because you just talked about being able to get out of bed, right? Mm-hmm. And I have a very serious iron deficiency. It's horrible. And sometimes I really can't get out of bed. You know that. Like I'll be in bed stuck. I can't move. Also, brain fog is a bitch. Sorry, y'all. But brain fog is a bitch. So I have severe brain fog, right? So all this time I'm going to the doctor. They're like, well, you're premenopausal, your age and you're this and you're that and you're blah, 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 and you're all your bullshit. And that wasn't the case. The issue was vitamin B deficiency, right? I'm sorry, vitamin B12 deficiency. One of the things that Dr. Jones does is she will go through your blood work line by line and say, okay, this is an issue. This is why it's an issue. This is how you can combat that, right? My iron level is so poor that it's actually changed the shape of my blood cells. That right there is crazy. So it's not allowing oxygen to flow into my blood cells the way that it does the average person, which is why I'm so tired, which is why I can't fast and go through all the things the way that everybody else can until I get my shit together. That being said, I'm sitting here thinking it's one thing and it's really something else. And everything that she told me to do has been working tremendously. I get a good night's sleep every night because of her. Like I'm still working on getting this weight down because, as far as I'm concerned, I'm a hey, but she has done the damn thing. Like, I feel better every day. I don't complain about the fact that I can't get up. I don't want to get up, but I do. Whereas before I couldn't get up. Like, I just need everybody to understand how important it is to be able to get up out of bed every day. And you think it's one thing because the doctors are telling you, oh, it's just because, you're getting older. And that's what happens when you get older. No, if you lived in a blue zone, you'd be getting up and getting out and getting something up until you're 100 or over. So I just wanted to put that out there. Dr. Shirley, Dr. Jones, you are the 100% truth. And I hope that everybody is able to benefit from working with you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Thank
April,
you.
so you've been having these issues for how long?
Ugh, over a year.
And
iron for years with an S.
what was the doctor telling you?
They were that I'm premenopausal. Well, they were telling me I have an iron deficiency. So they did tell me that. But they told me that the reason that I'm so tired and the reason that I have a severe brain fog is because I'm premenopausal. So everybody's like, just go ahead and have a hysterectomy. Once you have a hysterectomy, you'll be fine. I don't want a hysterectomy. I actually like all my parts.
Yeah. I
This
remember.
is what God gave me. I'm going to hold on to them. Everybody's like, no, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and get rid of your uterus. You don't want kids anyway. I don't want kids, but I also want to keep my parts.
That's what I said. I was like, girl, just get rid of it.
Nope.
So
Nope.
there was actually a cure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, she's actually not premenopausal.
That part.
That's crazy.
Now here's the reason I'm upset about that though, because I don't want no babies, and so I don't want to.
You kind of want to be premenopausal,
right? I was like, yes, but I mean, listen, my whole thing is that you're telling me one thing, you're making me believe that I have this issue, and I'm like, wait, oxygen. I'm not getting the level of oxygen I'm supposed to be getting. She taught me how to sleep better, y'all. Dr. Jones, can you please tell them about mouth tape and the importance of it and the value of it, please and thank you, because that shit right there
blew you. I remember when that happened. What happened?
I got my husband taping his mouth shut.
Yeah, she was
really. Oh, really?
April was always tired. Every day she was waking up tired. She was exhausted.
Oh, y'all don't understand how sleep, y'all. And if you're having a problem with sleeping, please put it in the chat. I just want to know. Just put like some Z's in the chat. Let me know how you're feeling when it comes to your level of sleep. And then, do you wake up tired? If you do, put some Z's in the chat. But I'm sorry, Dr. Jones. Please tell me.
Yeah, what was the purpose of the tape, the mouth tape?
So the problem with people wake up in the middle of the night and having to pee is because they're breathing through their mouths instead of breathing through their nose. Because when you breathe through your mouth, you end up having, it dries out your membranes and it sends a message to the brain that you're dehydrated, so that it releases hormones for you to get up and pee. So if people mouth tape, and this is just very like a summary, so don't go mouth tape without talking to somebody. Because you got to know how to do it. You tape your mouth and it forces you to breathe through your nose, where all your humidity comes in and you won't dry out, and then it won't tell the brain to make you pee. And so you'll be able to sleep through the night.
Y'all.
And people who have sleep apnea, there's a little bit different way to tape it, but
But can I say that, like, I used to get up and pee about 7 times. I'm like, I didn't pee this many times when I was awake. Right. Why am I peeing this much when I'm sleeping? Okay. Wow. Y'all. Okay. Yes. Wow is right.
Yeah. No, this is
alone changed my life. And I'm just saying,
I'm sorry. Dr. Jones is everything that we need in our community. Everything. Because you think about how doctors are. They want to get you in, get you out. When I went to my OBGYN, I was in and out, and I waited longer than I was in the office. You're waiting an hour and then you're in literally 30 seconds. 2 minutes. Like it's just like a assembly line. They're just trying to get people out of there, And so to have somebody to actually really look at you, listen to you, and tell you exactly what you need to do without trying to over medicate you and just prescribe you something and get you out of the office is everything.
we were on Zoom for a little over an hour. She asked, and one of the things that she even talked about was my mental health. To me, I'm like, well, what doctor does that, right? And she was asking me how I felt about myself, like what conversations was I having with myself. And so when you stop and think about those things, because the question is, what kind of conversations are you really having with yourself, especially after you sat and talked to a doctor, a regular doctor, right? You go meet with your regular doctor and they're like, well, this is what's wrong with you. You need to take this pill. They're the modern day drug pushers, right? Take this drug, take this drug, take this drug, take this drug. You feel like you're older than you are. And okay, so you look at Dr. Deb, who honestly started out in her 80s. Okay. I mean, and I'm not trying to be rude, but she started out in her 80s, and you look at her now, and this woman's in her 40s.
Literally.
Right? I'm like, how did you do that? And she's sitting up here. I'm thinking, honestly, it felt like it was overnight.
Yeah.
You did.
This was a process that she was going through. This woman is amazing. You can see the change in her, and this is because of Dr. Jones.
I just want to reiterate that, though. We were in a Net 7 meeting, and I'm looking and I'm talking to everybody, and my eyes just go to her, and I'm like, what the heck have you been doing, lady? What's going on?
Yes.
She looked young.
Woke up.
Yeah. She was awake. Her skin looked great. She looked vibrant. Like, I was like, her skin was like porcelain.
Yes.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm like, how did you, but it's not even that. How did you lose that many years?
Yeah, that part. That's the part.
Lose that many years.
DJ has some work done. What's going on over here? Like, what's going on?
And everybody's just like, hold on, wait. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was like everybody just came to that realization, like, wait, you're not the same person that you were the last time. How did this happen?
Who are you? What have you done to Dr. Deb? And then as a result of that, she said she got clear. Dr. Deb has since written, what, 7 books now?
7 books.
She had no books before she started our cohort. She's written 7 books.
Didn't even get the book.
She has speaking engagements. She got programs. I'm like, who are you?
Who are you? And how did this happen? But honestly, that there's a difference, because I remember when I changed my diet and went from being a meat eater to completely and totally plant-based, and I felt different. Like, I could tell that there was a change in my energy and my, every level, right? And then I started getting older, and don't get it twisted. Just because you're vegan does not necessarily mean you're healthy, air quotes. Mm-hmm. And so I went from eating still vegan, but very junk food-esque. Okay. So I was just eating junk vegan food, and it is what it is. And I had that conversation with Dr. Jones, and one of the things that she was saying is go back to focusing on a plant-based diet. What does that mean? Whole foods. You know what I mean? Like, you are actually, if you want a hamburger, you can create the hamburger, but you are creating it. You're not having something that's processed. You're processing it yourself. Yeah. And that's something that we also need to get back to, farm to table, as opposed to just eating the crap that is put in front of us. I have not gotten to the point where I'm 100% there, because I love the taste of crappy food. Okay. But
we all are working progress.
We are. And it's so unfortunate, because I was at that point where, I was always eating healthy. I moved to a different place, and shit happened. But I'm saying, in general, you want to change your life, change your diet. Mm-hmm. You want to change your life, change your doctor. Mm-hmm. And I mean that, yes.
So, April, I just want to tell you, don't beat up on yourself about wanting crappy food. So that is part of your having your blood so low, mm-hmm. being anemic. There's something we call pica. And mm-hmm. some people, they eat just ice. Some mm-hmm. people eat starchy, bad foods. So it's part of when your blood count gets up to the normal range, you'll stop that.
I need my blood count to get back to its normal range. Y'all don't understand. This has been a journey. But the funny thing is, people said, "Oh, it's because you're vegan. That's the reason why that's why you're having this
Oh.
issue." But it's not. I actually went ahead and started eating meat. So I'll put that out there. I started eating meat for about 9 months. Let me tell you what happened in those 9 months. Y'all ready? Y'all sitting down? I got pregnant with additional fibroids. Okay. In addition to me getting pregnant with those additional fibroids, I my iron count went down tremendously, and I'm like, but I'm eating red meat all the time because that's all I craved, right? I crave steak, I crave steak, I crave steak. So everybody's like, well, that you should be fine. No, that is not the truth. You know what I mean? So what you need to be eating is your colors. You need to be eating more bitter greens. You need to be eating a lot more greens. Because if you think about, like, what is it? Chlorophyll is the blood of the plant, which also it helps your blood. So just look at it from that perspective. You need more of the blood of the plant in order to help your own blood. So I'm just putting that little bit of business out.
Well, April, thank you.
I
I know you got to get.
I do. Can I leave everybody with this?
Yes.
Y'all, if y'all don't get y'all tickets, okay, y'all better get these tickets. So I need you all to get your tickets on today. In fact, we're gonna run a special. Okay. If you all get your tickets today, we will give you no money off. Okay. If you get your tickets today, you will get a 0% discount. But today only. Okay.
And listen, the tickets are only $20. Where can you see April Sampay for $20?
That's very true. Where can you can't. Okay.
Nowhere.
Go
Nowhere.
get your damn tickets right now. Please and thank you. And also tell all your friends, your cousins, your enemies. Tell everybody, don't tell your enemies because I don't want no fights up in this spot. So just make sure you tell all your friends and family to bring their happy asses down. We will shake it fast, watch ourselves, and at the same time, get financially lit. All right, I love you all. I'm not lying, not this time. And make sure that you all get an opportunity to visit Dr. Jones. APRILSAMPE. Y'all say. One more time. APRILSAMPE. Y'all say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Jones. Now I feel like I'm talking to Jesus. I don't know because
no.
a miracle worker. I don't know. That is, listen, lady, that's impressive. You know, the things that you have done for the lady so far, and I've made my appointment. I have not gotten my blood work yet, so that's what I'm waiting on, my doctor's appointment, and I'll be over there to get my ish together too. Because you know what? Yeah, you know, with everything that I do so much during the day. You know my life. And then I have these children and I, teach training at night and I do podcasting day. I still run a real estate company and I do content and I am Barb the Builder. I'm over here laying down floors, putting in stoves, all that stuff too.
Roofs.
Right. I'm about to be on a roof in a minute, the way this is going. So I need to have as much energy as humanly possible. Like, because I push myself to the limits. And I'm sure that if I had if I was at optimal health-wise, at optimal levels health-wise, I'd be able to do even more. And I like to get in as much as I can during the day. We got 24 hours in the day. How much can I do in that 24 hours? I'm not one to sit on my laurels. I like to just go and get stuff done. And so I need to be at my optimal levels in order to do that. So I'm looking forward to our one-on-one. But I want to shift gears to sugar because it's something that we eat. It's something that we are addicted to. It's in every aspect of our diets. Like it's in
everything.
It's in your condiments. It's in like everything. There's like no way around it. But it's also one of the most dangerous carcinogens out there.
Yes.
Why?
Yes. So sugar, specifically high fructose corn syrup, was actually invented as a It's for manufactured and processed foods. For one, for the is addictive properties, and the second for is preservatives. And as the preservatives, it helps people keep coming back and is able to leave things on the shelves at the grocery store. So with this, it causes inflammation. Sugar is not good for our body. It causes inflammation. It feeds cancer cells. It actually just tears up our body. Sugar is in everything. It's hidden. So one thing that's important, it affects your mood also, because with sugar you have the inflammation. Inflammation make your nerves more agitated. You're less likely to sleep. You pee more. You will just don't feel well. You're tired, fatigued, because you have the sugar rush and then it falls off. And so the best way for us, you can have your wealth, but if your health is not equally intentional, then someone else would enjoy your wealth.
That
So
part.
as Black people, we really need to start being intentional about what we eat. Everything in the grocery store is not good. Someone mentioned stay on the perimeter of your grocery stores, because the things that are in the middle tend to be your sugary items. So let's talk about how to be intentional about not eating all the additional sugar, the high fructose corn syrup, because it's in everything. So let's start with your condiments. Can you show, let's read the back of like ketchup. So your plain old Heinz ketchup, if you see, it says tomato concentrate, and then it has distilled vinegar, high fructose corn syrup. So when you're reading your ingredients, if it's like within the first 5, that means it's in a lot of it. And so high fructose corn syrup, you should eat nothing with that in there. It even has high fructose corn syrup and corn syrup. That's the same thing. That's like double sugar.
Wow. Wait, where's the high fructose? There it is. Oh yeah,
See,
you talking about right there.
it's after the distilled vinegar.
Yep. Okay.
And so you actually can make your own sugar if you want to. You just get tomatoes, you stew them down, you put your garlic, your salt, and if you want to some form of a sweetener, you can use like molasses, because that's a natural occurring sugar. It doesn't tear up your body. There have been so many studies that have shown that with the invention of high fructose corn syrup, our risk of diabetes have gone up, our metabolic syndrome has gone up, we've become more insulin resistant, we're getting bigger, fatter, sicker, tireder. And so to be more intentional about it, let's look at one thing that everybody eats. A lot of people eat.
What?
Cereal. Special K is advertised as the healthy cereal.
Yeah, that's the healthy one. What happened?
Okay, so let's go and look at its ingredients. It has whole wheat, grain wheat, rice, sugar. That's the third ingredient. That means it's a whole lot.
Okay, stop that. So when it's in order, that's like by how much is in there?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes. So that's why as a vegan, I don't eat cereal, because cereal is just basically trash. Let's switch to the so-called healthy plant-based cereal. This, they're saying they are organic. Look at it, whole grain wheat, cane sugar. And they have the nerve to say it's organic. It's too much sugar. It's addictive. So
is there a difference between
we should not be eating cereal.
It says cane sugar. Is that different than sugar?
Well, not because it's processed. No, it is. It's a form of sugar. It's a form of whole lot of sugar.
It's supposed to be better?
It's not. And we should not be eating cereal. And we are actually giving this to our kids and wonder why they're growing up bigger.
Wow.
and
Wow.
with diabetes and insulin dependent and having all the medical issues. Other things that you can find sugar in that we normally eat are like barbecue sauces, Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue soup. So if you look on the back of it,
Hold on, because it
okay,
keep going because it
because
didn't.
I think we had to blow this one up.
But I have it in here. But go ahead
Okay.
and keep talking about it. Let me.
It has a lot of sugar also.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find it in all of like granola bars, your protein bars that are supposed to be, you know, your flavored nuts, trail mixes, anything that has a sweet coat, anything that's processed has a lot of sugars. And so when you're reading the labels, how you could tell what sugar, if it doesn't say high fructose corn syrup, it'll say corn syrup. It will say something that ends in a OSE, OSE, like sucrose, maltose,
Yeah,
those.
I remember the commercials that said anything that sounds like toast rhymes with gross, don't eat it.
Right, right.
Fructose, sucrose.
Sucrose.
Yeah, yeah. If it rhymes with gross, it's bad for you. This is a
Somebody said, Jeremy said, not Sweet Baby Ray's.
Sweet Baby Ray. Yeah, that's why we brought it up here because we knew
Right. We're killing ourselves.
we knew
And then
that.
we wonder why we have diabetes. And we wonder why we're insulin resistant. And you're going there saying, oh, you're borderline. Well, it's
Oh,
what you.
what does that mean? Because my mom's always been talking about she borderline.
So what that means is American Diabetic Association has decided what point is considered as when we can diagnose someone with diabetes, having a hemoglobin A1C, which is 6.4, 6.5. If you are 5.7 to 6.4, we call that pre-diabetic or borderline, which means in the next 5 or 10 years, you will get diabetes unless you change your lifestyle. So
Wow.
if you get that diagnosis, you really need to start cutting out, your sugar intake. And so if you like barbecue sauce, you can make your own barbecue sauce. You just can't make a lot of it because natural whole foods go bad quickly. And so you just make it for that meal. And so you can use like molasses because that's natural sugar. You can use tomatoes, stewed tomatoes, garlic, black pepper, put some mustard or Dijon mustard because that doesn't have sugar in it. And you can adjust the taste with all the spices that you use. And it makes a pretty good not soy sauce, but the tamarind. That's the gluten-free one that doesn't have much sugar in it.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
look at barbecue sauce.
Yeah, so if you look at the barbecue sauce and go to the ingredients in Sweet Baby Ray's, can you blow it up a little bit?
I can't. Nope, I
Okay.
can't. Yeah.
Well, if you all go next time you go to the grocery store, read it because it has they all have vinegar. That's the other thing you can use in your if you make it yourself is apple cider vinegar.
Really?
Yeah, in your barbecue sauce because it gives it that tangy flavor.
Let me see if I can find it. The text you
The
sent
Sweet
me.
Baby Ray's, yeah.
Yeah, so to read what's in here.
All of your sports drinks and your energy drinks have sugar in it. That's what gives you the energy, and that's why you have the crash. And why sugar is so addictive is because it increases your endorphins. And your endorphins are what? Yeah, non-fructose corn syrup is listed as the first one.
No more instant.
Instant oatmeal has sugar. So if you start going through your cabinet, it is you'll see is in all of the processed foods. That's why we push whole foods. Whole foods meaning things that don't require a factory to produce it. Like if you have a pot and you grow a tomato plant, you pull a tomato off and eat it or stew it down. That's non-processed.
Is there anything wrong with whole grain wheat?
Well, we really shouldn't be eating wheat. But especially people who are gluten allergies. Gluten causes a lot of issues with immunity and allergies and bad skin and all your lupus type diseases with achy joints and bones and acne. We found out that, a lot of it, because what it does, it causes inflammation.
So, Dr. Jones, so I
Mhm,
just thought about something because I believe my son is gluten intolerant, and
mhm,
but I never had him tested for that. I
mhm,
he's and sometimes he still gets really bad headaches,
mhm.
and so what I want to do also with him is I'm going to have him go get his blood work, and then I'm going to make an appointment with you. I just
Okay.
thought about that. He's here right now from college,
Mhm.
but I have bought those tests. Remember those tests
Right.
that tell you what you're not allergic to, but what your blood is. But we never did. We got him. I got him. I paid a bunch of money for him, but I never had him take it. But I'm just gonna do that and then just give it to you. That way
Okay.
you can tell because he used to have really bad headaches, and I remember I would take him to the urgent care, and now he just takes Excedrin, and that will typically take his headache away. But I remember just putting him in my arms and just praying with him, and then the headache will go away. But he's little boy, like 6, 7 years old, with
Oh,
these really,
wow.
really bad headaches. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I definitely thank you for saying that. I'm gonna definitely make my appointment to have him see you as well.
So the thing is about like headaches and having stomach aches and feeling bad. Your body has no other way to tell you that something is going on
Yeah.
other than creating those type of symptoms.
Mm,
So therefore, something is going on that he's eating that the body doesn't like. For
yeah.
him to get, is not normal for a kid to get a headache.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Okay. And so we could just discuss it later. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. So let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
Why are people addicted to sugar? What's the thing in our body that makes us addicted to sugar?
It's the endorphins. It's kind of like being addicted to sex, being addicted to exercising. You produce endorphins. Endorphins are your pleasure hormones. It makes you feel good. And when you get that high, you want it again. And
Mm,
so that's why they put sugar in all of these foods, and like McDonald's is full of it, you know,
yeah.
fast foods, all of the fast foods are full of it because it keeps you coming back.
Somebody said there's something in Chick-fil-A that keeps people coming back. I'm not a big Chick-fil-A person, but they said there's something in there, some kind
It's
of.
probably high fructose corn syrup or some form of a sugar.
Mm,
Someone asked, is agave a good replacement for sugar? It is. Long as it's not processed, you have to read your labels.
better than honey.
I don't do honey because I'm vegan, but if the honey is not processed, honey is great.
Okay. So how does sugar feed diseases like diabetes and cancer?
What it does, it causes inflammation and it makes a store. Remember, I think last week we talked about how foods that have toxins in it, we store the toxins in our fat cells. And so when you have more fat cells with toxins in it, you become insulin resistant,
Mm,
because the insulin you normally make is what we use in our body to break down all the sugars that we eat. We need insulin to break it down so our body can use it. Our brain needs glucose. All the organs need glucose. So if you're fat, and this is not to talk about anybody, but if you have increased fat, your
So are you
insulin goes to the fat instead of doing the job.
so you're prejudiced against fat people? Is that what you're saying?
No, we're talking about
Are
fat.
you trying to talk about me? Is something you
No,
want to talk about?
we're
So
just talking about fat, not a person, just fat.
when you said no offense, I instantly got offended. No, I'm just
No.
okay. So you talked earlier about like crashes, like energy drinks, and you have crashes. How does it deplete your energy?
So it's the spike of sugar, and with that spike of sugar, you get your endorphins, and then it burns off. That sugar burns off really quickly. So when it's gone, then there is no more sugar to use for energy, and so you go whoosh.
Really?
Yeah, because that sugar that comes on, it burns, it gives you that little bit of energy,
Yeah.
you know. And if you eat a whole lot of sugar, you're gonna store some of it, and then you're gonna store it in the fat, and
Wow.
then some of it is going to, and then you burn it off fast.
Mm. So we talked about Dr. Jones and how we were calling her in that 7 Benjamin Button because she's aging backwards. And so I've read somewhere that sugar makes you age.
It does.
Why?
It makes you age because of inflammation. Inflammation in our body ages us. You know, sugar, we get a lot of natural sugar. Now, we're talking about processed sugar, which is, you know, high fructose corn syrup. It ages us because it was made as a preservative. So you're preserving the food, you're preserving us too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you can eat natural occurring sugars, which are like in fruits. Now, I'm not telling the diabetics this, but you can eat like grapes, mangoes. If you eat fruits that are in season and that have seeds, fruits are supposed to have seeds, not seedless.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can get the sugars that are natural and your body knows how to deal with it. But this other high fructose corn syrup, you know, there are studies showing that since they invented that and put it in our foods for preservatives, increased risk of diabetes, obesity, heart attacks, strokes, cancers, everything.
Mm-hmm.
The studies are there to show it.
Wow. Wow. It sounds like sugar is like it is like crack because it's like this it's something that almost destroys your life. What are some other things that sugar how sugar can harm you?
And sugar destroys your mood because with the inflammation, you're tired all the time. You know, we call it the itis, where
Yeah.
after you eat
After
and
we
then
eat,
you want to go to sleep. Well, that's
you
that
know, we
big,
get that sweet tooth. We get the sweet tooth. We want to eat the little piece of cake after, and
right,
then we want to go to sleep.
right. Well, that's the drop, the sugar drop.
Mm-hmm. And then the mood disruptor. How
It's
does
a
it?
mood disruptor. Yeah.
How,
Because the
why?
thing is, because of the inflammation. And so with the inflammation, your body just feels like you're swollen. And so all the different processes in your body are trying to deal with this inflated state. Because we should be calm, cool, everything should be working fine. It should not be like a pressure in our body. And that's what that inflammation is.
Yeah.
So even think about when your joints have inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they hurt, they're hard to move. I get up in the morning, I can't move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so plants don't produce inflammation unless you're allergic to those type of plants, which means you have to listen to your body.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about God, I just lost my train of thought when you talked about um around 2020,
Mm-hmm.
everybody was eating what is that stuff? I was getting it from the Samoans. It in the jar, and it reduced it, got the mucus out. Everybody was eating it.
Like sea moss
Sea
or
moss. Sea
sea
moss.
moss? Mhm.
Everybody was eating sea moss. I don't hear a whole bunch of people eating sea moss anymore.
No, people still do.
Well, it's not as popular because
Right.
everybody was talking about it at one time. Everybody,
Right.
all my friends was doing sea moss. Everybody was selling sea moss on the corner. I don't see that like I used to see it.
Mhm.
But is that also good for inflammation?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It helps. Sea moss also helps your GI tract, your immunity. But the thing is, you know, the reason why you probably don't see it as much is that you are starting to see in the grocery stores processed sea moss.
Mhm.
Don't buy that.
Don't buy processed sea moss. How do we
No.
know? It's in the store?
Yeah, buy the real sea moss. You
Okay.
know, read the labels.
Okay. So what are some other ways? Because you're saying sugar, sounds like you're saying sugar causes inflammation, inflammation causes illnesses. And
Yes.
so I know the first thing we need to do is just kind of reduce or remove sugar out of our body. But what are some other ways we can reduce inflammation?
Other ways you can reduce inflammation, like you said, you can do the sea moss. Stop eating meat because meat does produce inflammation in your body. But those people that want to eat meat, then go back to just fish or chicken, but good fish or chicken. Not, the ones you buy at the grocery store, because they've probably been dead for a week or two. The fish are farm raised, they don't clean out the farm for the fish. The dead ones are in there, they poop in there. They just keep feeding them, and they add antibiotics. And then so that the fish will look decent enough so that they can sell them.
Yeah.
So increasing your vegetables then should help. Because if you increase your vegetables, then you will not want as much processed foods. And that's fresh or frozen vegetables.
So, you said broccoli is not good, because I drown mine with some cheese. That's not a good thing to do, obviously. But when there's a couple of questions that I want you to answer, but tell me specifically, in layman's terms, what is inflammation? Because you said it causes illnesses, but what is it? What exactly is inflammation?
So inflammation is where the body is, think of it like you're agitated, like you're swollen. That's a layman's term of how to think of inflammation.
So you're swollen.
Like you're swollen on the inside. So if you're swollen, think of if you are in a bubble suit put a bubble suit on. So like normally you would walk around like how you are. Put a bubble suit on that will restrict what you do. That's like inflammation.
And so why is that bad?
Because you can't do what you're supposed to do. And so your body is going to be trying to reduce that. And plus it sends you through a lot of other processes, because if you can't do certain things, then you're going to be achy. Then you're going to be, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're going to have the pains and the aches.
Right.
And all
You're going to be limited in what you do. You're not going to be able to walk because you have all this extra, as opposed to what you normally would have.
Okay.
So it's like an inflated state
on the inside. So you're inflated
on the inside,
or inflamed on the inside, and then that therefore causes diseases.
Right.
Okay. So you said sea moss is something that we could use to reduce inflammation. What are some other things that we can use? I know you said no meat.
Right. No meat. Sleep. Make getting your 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night.
Okay.
Taking time out mentally and physically to walk outside in nature, take a deep breath, meditate. All those things put you where your body will down regulate to help produce some of the inflammation. Drink water, exercise, walk, take deep breaths, learn breathing exercises, being calm.
Yeah. So what's the correlation? Because I know April said that you talked to her about mental health. What's the correlation between your mental health and your physical health?
So the correlation is mental health is, so they say the brain is like the brain of the body, but actually it's not. It's one of the brains of the body. So if you are not mentally stable, you're at a point where you feel like you're just always like this. And what that does is the body is governed by two nervous systems, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. The parasympathetic is the calm, cool, relax. I'll burn some fat. I'll I'm fine. I'm peaceful. My body is working normally. Then there's the sympathetic system, which we call it the fight or flight system. And that's when you turn off like your stomach and you put all your blood supply and your nerves to go toward running away from danger, which means like your legs and you're trying to get, because you feel danger. And
Mhm.
so your body is, I need to rev you up. Your heart needs to go faster. I need to breathe faster. The problem with stress is it keeps you in that sympathetic, which is an unnatural state. The body is not a peaceful state.
Mhm.
And so it can prolong stress, cause diseases,
Okay.
because you're not supposed to be always like this, tense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And
Okay.
so then your body is going through different chemical processes because that's an unnatural state.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we're supposed to be mostly in the peace, calm state where I'm calm.
Mm-hmm.
Now in our environment, we are overstimulated because of cell phones, because of all the AI, because of lights,
Yeah.
all the computers, everything. So it's constantly stimulating us.
Mm-hmm.
All the lights actually decrease the melatonin our brain makes.
Mm-hmm.
Melatonin is made so that you will calm down and go to sleep. So a lot of people aren't able to sleep because they are staying up all night and checking their phones before they go to bed. They're watching TVs.
Constantly stimulated.
Right.
Constantly stimulated.
And so those electric magnetic waves actually will keep you like this.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, I want to answer a couple
Mhm.
of questions
Sure.
from the audience. Somebody said, "Why am I sleepy after eating a meal?" I think you already talked about that.
Right.
Dr. Deb said, "How does the swelling cause disease?"
And we already talked about that.
We already talked about that. All right. So let me see. What is it about? Is there something special about pink Himalayan sea salt?
It's a little bit healthier than the processed white salt
Okay.
because it's just straight from, it's natural.
Okay. Okay. And then plastics. You talk about drinking more water, but you say
Yes,
not.
stay away from plastics. Microplastics are hormone demodulators. We
Mhm.
have found out that the plastics stay around forever. The same plastic straw you had when you were a baby, it probably is still in the landfill. The same plastic straw, if your grandmother
Doesn't
drank out of plastic,
decompose?
they do not.
Ooh,
And
wow.
so those plastics get into our food. So with the saran wrap, with our plastic water bottles, with plastics, everything, all the plastic, the Tupperware, when you put your food in the microwave, the plastic is getting into your food. So we have studies that show that the microplastics will get around to your hormones, and your body interprets them as hormones.
Wow.
And so they will deregulate. And so they found out the plastics, people who have high plastic loads actually have more fibroids, more ovarian cancer, more prostate cancer, endocrine type cancers
Jesus.
because of the plastic. So that's why, throw away the Tupperware, get glass storage,
Mm-hmm.
dishes, drink out of glass bottles, buy water in glass bottles.
Wow. And last question. Are we more sensitive to these issues as women in perimenopause?
What issues? I'm not sure what issues she's talking about.
Maybe with sugar?
No, everybody's sensitive to sugar.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's more, but listen,
Mhm.
Dr. Jones, if you guys want to schedule an appointment with Dr. Shirley Jones, there's no amount of money, and I did it last week when we were live, but there's no amount of money that is worth your life. And it is a very minimal investment. I don't even know why you're doing it for that low, because a lot of people are charging so much more. But I understand that you're trying to help our community.
Yes.
Because what you're doing is God's work. I mean, just based upon what everybody said, if you just tuned in, or if you were, unfortunately, we weren't on the Fly Nubian Queen network when we first got on. So I think we didn't get on until about 20, 30 minutes in. So they didn't hear all the stuff in the beginning. So if you're watching us from Fly Nubian Queen, go over to my YouTube page, I am Constance Carter, or my Facebook page, I am Constance Carter, or even Dr. Boyce Watkins Black Excellence channel, and watch the beginning of this, because there was some really valuable information. That's if you're watching from the Fly Nubian Queen channel, or if you just logged on rewind because it was really, really good information. But she has really saved literally people's lives by her consultations. So how can they get in contact with you, and what does that look like? What does a consultation look like?
So a consultation looks like I offer two consultations. One is just a general where you get your lab work, and then we'll go over your lab work if you're having problems, or if you just want a second opinion because your physician told you you have a disease or you may have a disease, what that looks like, what is your projected goal for your life, and then I can help you achieve it by being your guide, by changing how you're eating, and we'll talk about what it looks like in your lifestyle and how to change it so you can live better. Then there's a functional medicine consultation where I will, if you have a disease, we can find out what the root cause of your disease and help you to get off your medication. And if we can, and you are committed, we can actually reverse your disease.
Wow. She out here doing the Lord's work. I told you after everybody got done talking, I was like, I feel like I'm talking to Jesus, because she's out here doing the Lord's work. You had Dr. Deborah, who said that they had diagnosed her with a blood disorder that she does not have. And they were getting ready to do some stuff that she did not need because Dr. Jones looked at her blood work. April had chronic something. I don't know. She was peeing. She was sleepy. She was tired. She had fibroids. Dr. Shirley, she looked at her blood work and gave her the directives. I have an appointment. I just haven't gone to the doctor to get my blood work yet, but this is priceless. What you are doing, literally, Dr. Jones, is the Lord's work. And I'm so glad that I know you, that we are, that you're my sister, that we're in community together, because this is life-saving. And there's so many Black people that need to have this. I mean, I want to sound the alarms because we are dying. We're dying young. We're dying faster. We're not getting treated early, and we need this. So go to the doctor, get your blood work. They may or may not tell you what you need, but Dr. Shirley is going to tell you the truth. So go to askdrj.info to schedule your appointment. Do not wait. This is like life or death. Okay. This is life or death. All right. So, Dr. Shirley, listen, she is part of the Net 7 Collective. If you want to be around women like this, like April from earlier, like Dr. Deborah, did I call you Dr. Deborah? Dr. Shirley, Dr. Jones. We have a group of like-minded women who meet, who confer, who pour into each other, like-minded women who are on the move, doing things like her, doing things like Dr. Jones, doing things like Dr. April. But not only that, not only are they getting their movers and shakers, they're helping each other. So it's a community of collaborators. These women are just amazing, beautiful, boss, bold, Black women. I love it. So if you are interested in connecting with us, go to net7bbs.com or bookwithconstance.com. And I would love to have a conversation to see if this is something that will be good for you. Go to net7bbs.com or bookwithconstance.com. And then, Dr. Jones, I have a private group on Facebook that I didn't even know I had subscribers on. Honestly, there was like subscribers in there. I just found this out day before yesterday. I have a group that people are paying for. This private group. And but I didn't know. So when I found out, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do something special for them. I'm gonna do behind the scenes. I'm gonna do, a lot of Q&As, just give them a little bit more content, a little bit more information. I would like for you to come on with me next week and do an exclusive Q&A with some more people to give them more information if we can do that. More exclusive content. So if you guys are interested, please go to my Facebook page, I am Constance Carter, and hit subscribe. So go to Facebook, I am Constance Carter /subscribe, and you can get all the exclusive content. There'll be some, you'll get some first look at some trainings that we have, just all the information, just special access. It's a community of like-minded wealth builders. And yeah, we're gonna do this a live Q&A with Dr. Shirley Jones, as well as other stuff too. So you'll see some behind the scenes, what we do, like before we get on here, the conversations we have, like all that stuff. So you get some exclusivity if you join this community. But Dr. Jones is going to be on here with me talking about some things every week, something that's going to benefit you in some way, something that's going to grow you mentally. I love the fact that she's not just about the health, she's about the wealth, she's about the mental, like all of those things work together. And, we're on the move to just build our Black community. You have any last words before they head on out of here?
Yes, always be intentional about what you eat. Read your labels, because you must understand we have the highest risk of dying at early ages of all diseases. And it's just not medical apartheid.
Mm.
A lot of it is our choices.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Shirley.
Thank you.
Listen,
Oh,
she will be back here next week. Every Thursday, we try to come live to you and give you information that we hope that you could use. But don't just be hearers of the word, y'all. You got to be doers of the word. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow.